Perfect. And welcome, Josh, and welcome, Rob. So great to see both of you.
Hey,
Hello
how you
there.
guys doing?
Very good. Yeah, it's been a while since we last spoke, actually. So it's always a pleasure to see you again and talk to you. I know
Yeah,
Cornucopias has grown tremendously in the last years, which is incredible. You started off as this small project, and now you're the premier game on Cardano, I would say. So really
that's
exciting,
nice
and
of
I'm
you to
very
say.
happy.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's the truth, right? You're the number one game at the moment in terms of NFT volume, in terms of player base, in terms of everything, which is really, really cool. And also have a huge team behind you. So thanks for taking the time and joining us.
Yeah, of course, glad to be here. Thank you for the compliment. I would also say that I don't want to ever say that in discount of any of the previous projects or the other gaming projects that are on here because it's cool. It's good to see what all of these guys are developing. You know, Virtua, Makasi, Ada Quest, some of those other guys that are out there. I can't list them all, but there's a lot of great projects out there, and the success of all of them is really important uh, for the ecosystem
Yep.
and for
Completely
Web3
agree.
gaming. And so um, we want to root for everybody out there. We do because it's we get the privilege of pioneering in the convergence of Web3 and Web2 and AI and gaming and everything that's happening. It's like we get to innovate, and that's enormous. And so we need to do a good job so we bring people over to Web3 and shatter this myth that it's all scammers in crypto, or there's a lot of traditional gamers out there that struggle with a misperception of what crypto is. And so we view it as a responsibility on our end to really show people what can be done and that we can really bring value.
That's very exciting. And maybe can you do also the little elevator pitch of what Cornucopias is? Because I think the scope is so big that it's very easy to uh, miss like what you're trying to achieve. Like what is the end goal?
Sure, Rob, do you want to take it? You want me to handle it?
No, you do a
Okay,
good
I
job
just
at the
wonder
elevator
sometimes
pitch,
people
Josh. You
get
know me,
tired of
I
hearing
just
me
waffle.
say it. But
No,
Cornucopias
I
is
waffle.
a vast open world, an MMORPG with a variety of different activities that you'll be able to participate in as we carry out our vision. It's Web3 enabled, so we do have the NFT based assets, vehicles, for example, that allow you to travel around from different lands or bubbles and domes that we call them, that each have their own experience for the gamer. So one example of a bubble or a dome would be our next release, which our first release, which is the racing dome, that'll also have an outer themed area as well as that. That's like a theme park entrance to the racing, where you fly your NFT into this dome, you park, you go up, you walk through the theme park entrance, which is very much like a Disney feel or a Vegas feel. It's pretty exciting. You showed some of it in the teaser, some of the art from that, and then you go race. You can go get connected with other players from all around the world and race. But that's just one example of a curated experience that we have. Then you could basically fly to another land like Solace. I see pictures of Solace in the background and Esperanza, where you can do a variety of different activities inside those domes. So it might be in Solace that you decide to walk over to a river and utilize your fishing pack NFT and fish and go fishing in Solace. Or you might build up your land. You might have an NFT property inside of Solace, and you might build up your land and exchange with people in the economy there, raw goods, raw materials, and build up your property, build up your house, do some farming and things of that nature. So, yeah, there's a lot of variety. We have a huge vision. And eventually, going into custom domes, these are the domes where we're going to empower the community to build and create and see what they can do with the kits that we provide them with.
That was a perfect pitch. I can tell that you've done this many times before,
Yeah,
but
it
you're
comes
getting
out
me
different
very
every time.
excited here.
Thanks.
Every week on Coca Cafe for the last
True.
year.
Yeah,
It's
you've been
it's
very
different every
consistent with
time for
that.
me, but yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I know you sent me some stuff over as well. I'm gonna pull this up in a bit, But maybe Victor, do you want to take it away and ask our guests some question?
Yeah, I mean the quality of the game looks amazing. You know, you kind of covered everything about, you know, it's kind of being this metaverse with the bubbles and everything. But I guess I saw something. I made the trailer for Cornucopias, and there's this game mode. It's kind of like a battle mode where there's like guns and there's like defenses. What game mode is that?
Oh, that's Custom Dome. That's a
Custom
PvP
Dome.
PvP builder kit that's not out yet.
That looks fun.
Yeah, so the custom domes are player owned and will provide building kits, and then you'll be able to build your own experience in there. You could build a PvP experience, you could build an art gallery, you could build a concert, and then it could be NFT gated, and all this functionality is going to come in the future. But those are
Awesome.
custom domes.
And what you're seeing there is because we're launching first with our racing game, we don't want to create the perception that we're only going to be racing. This is a hologram that pops up inside the racing dome, which gives you a taste of what's going to happen in Solace. That's an entire 8 by 8 kilometer map that's already built out that looks like Colorado in the United States, for example, with streams and beautiful aspen trees, things of that nature. Patrick, if you want to fast forward, I could show you, click a little bit further, I could show you a taste of our water technology. I guess the problem is streaming is kind of challenging with this because it's a 4K image, so it's coming through a little choppy, but I think everybody knows that. But what that's showing there is the water technology we've just recently. We always try to update our community with any new progress. And so we're always just adding, trying to improve every aspect of the game. And this is just one area where we did that. David found some really cool, he put together some great technology that enables the water to react as you walk through it. It's reflective. It looks incredibly realistic. And this is all very much due to the power of Unreal Engine 5 and what we've been able to capitalize on. So pretty exciting stuff in this video. I think I gave you another couple videos as well. The tower tour video, which is the next one. If you want to switch over to that, we can show you a little bit more. But you guys lead the way. I just wanted to give you some content to share while we're going.
Yeah, those videos are on our YouTube channel, and if you go into YouTube, you can change the settings. If you change them to 4K, you'll be able to see those videos in really high quality, and it's actual gameplay. It's not simulated. It is.
Yeah, highly recommend change your YouTube settings to 4K because the quality will really come through there. And this is the game menu, so I think it's a pretty amazing looking, great design from our team there on the game menu to get started. And then it launches you into this area here that looks kind of like a theme park or like Vegas, some have said. There's actually sky cars that float around in the sky. There's a monorail that goes around the entire racing dome. You can see one of our characters that we built, which is called the Royal Corn there.
Royal Corn there. Yeah. And then in the background, you'll see the huge walls, and behind the walls we've got 5 racing tracks. So this is part of the Racing Dome Resort. This in itself is 9 kilometers by 9 kilometers, but this area at the front is a lot smaller than that. But the racing track is huge because obviously our NFT vehicles are traveling at 900 miles an hour.
They're very fast. But yeah, this video will give you a good idea of what is the first release, which, you know, to give you guys some perspective, our first release is small compared to the grand vision of what we're trying to do. It's tiny, but it's enormous for us because this first going public for us means we have to have this player account set up, figured out so players can create an account. We have to have the desktop launcher technology built. So the player account is run by our website, and there's a lot of technology behind that to make that work, to make it secure, where you set up your player account that then will launch the desktop launcher where you'll download that and be able to launch the game. So there's 3 critical tech pieces that have to be enabled here for this one launch. And once that occurs, it's going to be a lot easier for us to add content and improve the game and make each new game build better and better as we launch those new game builds from the desktop launcher. So you'll get a reminder, hey, there's a new build available, and you'll go and launch that, and you'll be playing something that has even more content on it. But yeah, so this is an enormous place for us, and everything's coming together right now. We're not too far off from launching to public in the alpha version, of course, early release, early access.
Super exciting. I mean, the quality just speaks for itself. Maybe not the quality with my choppy internet here, but the quality of what I'm seeing on my screen at the moment is really speaking
Yeah.
for itself.
Unfortunately, the internet is not equipped to handle 4K streaming from a device where you're recording 5 different people or 4 people's video as well at the same time. So it's a challenge, but definitely highly recommend any of you guys that aren't familiar with us, go to our YouTube, change the settings to 4K, and watch some of these gameplay videos that are recent, because the quality, it really does come through well that way. And we're
Yeah,
pretty proud and thankful for the team we put together.
I've been really wondering about this. Like, how big is the team at the moment? How many people are actually working on Cornucopias?
Combining employees and contractors, we're a little under 50, I think, right now, somewhere around there.
That's very impressive.
Full-time employees, we're more like a little under 28, I think, in terms of a full-time.
No, just
31
just gone 31,
full-time?
Josh.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alex
that's
came
right.
on board,
That's
so
right.
yeah, he's
You're
number
correct.
31.
But yeah, it's got its own challenges as well. Obviously, managing a team, typically the way things are normally done before the metaverse, before we had all this connectivity and we could share video and do a conversation like this with you halfway around the world, right? Before that, you build your business in an office and you start everywhere. Everybody has to move to Austin, or we all got to move to, in UK to start this. But now we don't have to do that, which is cool. But there's also drawbacks and challenges that come with that too, because you're managing people in many different time zones, and there's timing issues there as well. But it did enable us to put a talented team together without having to migrate people all over the world. So that was kind of cool too.
Yeah. Well, we have people in the UK, in Ireland, in America, Sweden, Thailand, Germany, Denmark,
Oh wow!
Finland,
All the time zones.
South Africa. Yeah, everywhere. Yeah, I mean, yesterday we had Josh and myself had a meeting yesterday with one of our guys in Thailand. So that conversation is somebody in the past, somebody in the present, somebody in the future. Really crazy, these time zones.
Yeah, we experienced a similar thing at NMaker. We had like people really all around the world, and still have, and it's very interesting because when everyone in Germany is already done with their work, Victor wakes up basically, and stuff like that. But it's also great because you can just, as a startup, you can bring the best people around the world to your business instead of, as you mentioned, having to relocate everyone. Even though sometimes I miss like the office feeling, like everyone being in the same building, working, being able to look over the shoulders of someone. That's also really, really cool, of course.
Yeah,
I think that definitely is the case. And we're aware of teams working remote and isolated, and we have a mental health team that we set up a few months ago, and we do lots of checkups with our team. But yeah, it definitely is a challenge with the isolation.
Some of the younger, it's not even just the younger, but like there's people on our team that might have come just right out of college or something, or that's a time period in life typically where you have a greater desire for social interaction and community. And when you're just working from home all day and your only interaction is via a video, there are challenges there for sure. And so we're trying to look at the health of our team and our culture around some of this spread out problem that we have. We're also looking at having some physical locations as well in the future where we can concentrate more. But there's some interesting challenges with the metaverse based business model that emerged from COVID, and there's no perfect solution. We've definitely found a productive one that works for us. But that being said, we still there's drawbacks and problems to solve with it as well.
We have, I mean, we have a couple of kind of meetups, and we're definitely looking forward, you know, to the community meetups as well. As you know, when we come over to like Consensus and Rare Evo
CNFT Con.
and CNF, especially I
NFT
can't remember its new
LV,
name.
I think.
Yeah, I think we took 11 team members last year to
That
that
was
event. It was amazing.
Yeah.
This year, yeah, it's going to be incredible. We've got a lot of new stuff that we're gonna share there, but no leaks.
Come on.
Josh looked a bit worried
That's
then.
okay.
No leaks.
It's a little bit off topic, but I've been wondering, what do you think about the whole VR topic? Like, is that something that you're actively planning for at the moment? Is that something you have on your?
Well, we don't have to actively. We've somewhat already planned for it in the sense that with the bubbles, and this was somewhat on accident as well, but with our bubble design, what that allows us to do is it makes the game more performant, because once you get there, there's a parking experience where you create a game load then and there. So you're not loading the entire world of Cornucopias. Well, what that also means is if you fly to a custom or a Cornucopias curated VR dome, we can test that way. So we can just build out a dome and start testing VR without it affecting any of the other bubbles or domes in our realm. We can test out VR. And so that's kind of cool.
That's very smart.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah. The infrastructure, it's so early, even though Apple just launched something and that's going to expedite, it's going to accelerate, just like you see with AI. There's a massive acceleration of releases just because of ChatGPT. Everybody in there, you know, it's like all of the other big companies that are working on it, they're like, oh, quick, we got to launch something, you know, so that everybody's pushing it out. But I think you'll see a similar type thing happen with VR tech. Apple has definitely accelerated that for everyone, and they'll probably create a very positive experience. And yeah, we'll be testing and we'll be a part of that for sure, without a doubt.
Incredible. I'm very excited for that. I'm a big
not when
VR.
Apple launches it, but it's in our plan.
Of course not. Yeah. But it's coming, and it feels like there's a convergence of technologies right now that all lead to this concept of the metaverse. You know, with VR happening, with AI coming in and allowing more realistic experiences with NPCs, for example, and also with more automatically generated content. And then the blockchain, of course, to give ownership over these digital pieces, basically these digital assets in the virtual space. And then also, you know, game streaming, where you can suddenly have huge worlds and not require incredible hardware to play on them. And all of this is happening in parallel, and that's really like shaping up to you know, produce some sort of cool metaverse like-ish outcome, I think.
You're right.
Yeah, I mean, I think all that is coming, and we're definitely, you know, we have a strong research team as well. So we're working on a couple of the things that you were talking about there. I think we're in the middle of this transition at the moment from Web 2 to probably to Web 3 is the full metaverse. We're probably at Web 2.5 at the moment until everything catches up, and like you say, VR, and then maybe the real iPhone, like the iPhones, where you actually replace your physical eye with like VR. You know, maybe
Neuralink,
in a decade
basically,
or so from now. But I mean,
oh boy,
yeah. But we're still very early. You know, blockchain's early, Web3's early. This metaverse is definitely very early. But you know, it's good to be in these things early.
Yeah, that's where we like to be.
Yeah, I know you have a meeting in 1 minute, so I'm not going to keep you up too long, but I really appreciate you coming here and telling us a little bit about Cornucopias. Huge project, great success, and it's just, the quality is just incredible. So I'm very excited for what you're building, and I can't wait to actually dive into it.
Thank you. Well, one thing you could dive into right now, and for anybody watching, is the player account. So you can go to cornucopias.io/register, and you can create your player account, and you'll be able to add your Web3 wallet. I would say that is, I'm so proud of our team there. It's a very easy experience. You can click on account there and do it on the top right. And basically you sign in or register right there with your email and get that process going. It walks you through the entire thing. You'll connect your Web3 wallet, set up double authentication for your account if you want to do that. You don't have to create your Web3 wallet. For those that are, Web 2 and they don't want to do it, there's a skip button. You skip past it, but you'll be able to see all your NFTs after you've done that, your Cornucopias NFTs and things like that. So this is just a start to getting you into the game. But yeah, if you haven't done this yet, please go out and register. And thank you so much, Patrick and Vic, for having us on today. We really appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks very much. And I can see in the chat is flooded with Corn community. So hello there, everyone. Thanks for
joining.
Great projects. You guys are doing a lot for the space by doing this. So thank you. And all those other projects, like props to you guys. You're building so many people building in the bear here on Cardano. And it's a great way to lead and bring people over. So thanks again, guys.
Thank you. Have a great rest of the day and goodbye.
You too. Bye-bye.